Hi, my name's Audrey Hines and I'm going to do a wee watercolour sketch of a hedgehog. And this is him. This is one I just did. So I'm just going to sketch him out very roughly. Just his body, his snout, coming down, little feet. Go over the top of the spikes, and at the back I'm going to leave some spikes, white. Now I'm going to put his eye. Hope you can see this. I'm sketching it pretty lightly, and the ear, which is just behind the eye, a round shape ear, and the other ear you can just see a little bit of it here. Okay, I'm going to use, these are Monterey Blue, haven't used them before, and this is raw sienna, French ultramarine, they're artist quality paints, Schminky burnt sienna. This is the SAA Indigo, which I may use a bit of, I may not. For the background I have Daniel Smith Green Gold. And from my pans, which are Winsor Newton, I'm going to use Oxygen Violet. So we'll just get started. Now on this one, as you can see, there's quite a bit of white left, which shows the light, and you can either just leave that as white, or you can put a bit of candle wax, or you could use any kind of masking. But I think today I'm going to use a wee bit of candle wax. Now it's a bit hit or miss, so I'm going to try and just put it in where I think it's going to be. You don't actually see it until you start painting. So we'll put some in there, put some between his eye and his ear. And there's bits coming, sorry. I didn't tape this down because I wanted the freedom to move it. So we're going to put some in there. And then just some wee dots. Now the paint will not settle where the candle wax is, so if you make it in the wrong spot, well. Now brushes, I'm going to use my Sables probably, number 6 and number 4, Kalinsky, but you don't have to use Sables. These are the SAA silver brushes and they're brilliant brushes as well. So I'm going to start with the number 6 because he's not that big. And I've 2 pots of water, one to clean my brush and one for clear water, plus a tissue, always to wipe the brush or dry it. So we'll get started. And I'm going to wet some areas of him with the clean, clear water. You don't have to wet them all over because then you've lost and found edges, and he is a prickly little hedgehog. And first of all I'm going to put in some of the raw sienna. Just anywhere I want colour. You can see now where the candle wax is. It won't let the paint settle. We'll leave his eye. Just putting paint on randomly. It's a hedgehog. I want to leave a bit of white at the back, and I will do this with a bit of negative painting and underneath here. Now I'm going to add to that, I like to mix the paint on the paper where I can. It's more natural and watercolour does then, what it does best, it just blends. Use a light touch. Don't scrub it into the paper. His nose and his underbelly. His ear's going to be dark. And then we'll just do random strokes. You need to have different tones. Light, your medium tones, and your dark. Now into this, I'll clean my brush in dirty water, getting it clean, and we're going to put some of the ultramarine blue just straight into this, and it will mix with the siennas and make a natural dark. I don't want it all over the place, just some places. If you put it anywhere you're not keen on, just blot it off. And we'll put in some of the night watercolour. Although this looks very dark, it dries a lot lighter. And we'll put it into that ear because it's dark. This one not so much, just a bit. And where it's mixing with the sienna, it's going to go like a grey colour. Just blending it in places. And into that I'm going to add some, let's bring out his little feet. I'm going to add some dioxygen violet. Just to darken it. I like to build up my darks, never use black. I'll just put this in to some places. That's actually quite blue looking, but I've done this hedgehog in all sorts of colours, so we'll see what this turns out like. I'm putting some of the dioxygen violet through his spikes. This is coming in, making it quite dark. And put some in under his belly, which is quite a dark area. And where I blotted that and lifted it off, just going to soften that in around his eye. Down in front of his ear. And just lift a bit out of this ear as a highlight. Now what you can do, and what I'm going to do in this one just to show you, is a little tool that I love to use. Really expensive it is. It's a chopped up credit card or store card. So we're going to put in some more of those little short spikes with the credit card. And see how that is marked? It actually damages your paper, but any paint you put on after that is going to sink into it and go around it and make some interesting marks. Now while this bit's settling and drying, I'm going to put his eye in. Just keep a nice curve of his snout. I'm going to make a nice dark for the eye with the ultramarine blue and the burnt sienna. That's what I usually make my dark with. Makes a nice dark. I'm going to leave the highlight of his eye, just try and go carefully. Doesn't matter that it's bleeding into the other bit. Quite nice. And while we have that dark, I'm going to put more into his nose, snout. And there's like a highlight on his nose which I'm going to try and lift out. So you dry your brush and just lift it out. And lift a highlight at the back of his ear. Now round his ear is quite dark, so we're going to use some of this dark that we've mixed around the back of his ear. Just leave a wee, if you can, a wee tiny bit of white, because it leaves that it's a highlight on the top of his ear. I'm going to bring it down, wee highlight. If you ever lose any of your highlights, you can put them in again with white gouache, but I'm going to just blend that out with some strokes. This is just a very quick study. He's got some nice colours in him. I'm going to darken up his little feet. Close. Coming out. A bit of his nose. And just soften that line in. Don't want a harsh line. Anything that you add and just soften in and bring out some of these spikes. You can either bring them out with your brush or with the credit card. Now I'm going to add some real dark spikes into him here, and then as I'm doing the background I'll bring in some of the spikes at the back. So I'm using my number 4 now. I'm going to mix up a bit thicker so that it's darker. And just, I have some quite little short spiky bits. I just come down right here again, just to show that that ear is actually behind his head, and we'll blend that in. Hope you can see this okay. He has like a shape going over here, which I'm going to do like water, and then some of the dioxazine violet, just drop it in. And soften it. There's a bit of candle wax there, as you can see, so it won't. And we'll darken that ear again. Just build up your darks as you go along. And his nose. I'm going to lift out the highlight. dry the brush, lift it again. Maybe just darken up on his belly because it is quite dark under here. We'll use this same dark and just drop it in. Just dots and let it blend up into the water. Now I'm going to put a background on with the Daniel Smith green gold and drop a few of the other colours in, and when I'm coming I'll show you a bit of negative painting where we go in and out the spikes. So I'm going to use a bigger brush for it. I'll use this SAA, which is called their all-rounder, probably about a size 10. And we'll wet the paper. Now it doesn't matter if the other bits aren't quite dry and they bleed out because it makes it quite nice, I think. You can wait till it dry if you want, or you can even leave a little white line. And we'll go in and out. Scrub around. These brushes will take a lot of punishment that maybe the sables mightn't. Although the sables are beautiful to work with and they hold a lot of pigment. Into the green gold, which is a really bright colour, and it explodes onto the page. We're not going to do it everywhere, just touch lightly and let it run. And as it comes round the back, just bring it out with some more water. Doesn't matter if you leave some white bits, it's a nice sparkle of light. I'm going to go in between some of these areas so that the spikes are done negatively. See? Some clean water and just blend it out. And so that that's not just one flat colour, I'm going to drop some of the blue into it in places. Not everywhere, just some places. And where the hedgehog's sitting, we need him to be grounded, so I'm going to do him a darker shadow underneath. I'm going to use some of the blue and some of the ultramarine. And a nice shadow, and here again we can go in and out to give them anchors him to the ground. Looks like he's sitting on a nice patch of green. And some of this darker colour in between. I haven't actually used the indigo, but I don't think we need it. He's a nice bright little hedgehog. Now these brushes here, with being synthetic, would be quite good for lifting out highlights. As long as you dry the brush off, you can sort of scrub with them. And just gently round his eye. And a bit in his ear. And the very last thing I'm going to do is finer brush. It's an SAA one as well, and put some of his little whiskers in. I'm going to do this with a dark colour. And just put a few dots. Get the old credit card scraper and pull them out. And then I can have actually a ruler brush somewhere. Here it is. This is synthetic, this is a Cotman brush, but because they're so long and skinny, you don't need to have it as a sable. Okay, few dots around his eye. And I think we'll call him finished. Thanks very much for watching, and if you've enjoyed it, please leave a message. Thank you very much. Bye.